Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining this session. My name is Isabel. I am an event planner for the Reactor, joining you live from Sydney, Australia. Before we begin this fantastic session, we have a quick housekeeping. We are committed to fostering a welcoming, inclusive, and supportive environment for both our audience and presenters. While we absolutely encourage engagement in the chat, please let's keep our comments respectful and constructive throughout the session. This session is being recorded and will be available to view on demand within 24 to 48 hours right here on the Microsoft Reactor YouTube channel. Thank you all for joining us on this session of the Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric series. Today's session is called Deep Dive on OPDG and VNET. I am excited to introduce our fantastic speakers, Kurt Song and Leo Lee, and will now be handing over the spotlight to them. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Isabel. Let me present my screen. Yeah, here we go. So, thank you for joining us in today's React session. Today, our topic is deep dive on on-premise data gateway and the VNet data gateway. My colleague Kurt and I will spend the next hour or so explaining the main use cases, best practices, and the new features of the on-premise data gateway and the VNet data gateway. We will also discuss security-related issues that you are most concerned about to help you understand how to secure transmit data in Fabric environment while ensuring that the data is effectively protected. You can scan this QR code to provide your feedback to this session. Your feedback is much valuable to us. So let's start with what is the factory in Fabric. If you know something about the history of Microsoft data integration, you can see from this picture that from Enterprise Edge the Factory, Synapse Link, and the integration preview, these products ensure stability and the security of the large-scale data transmission. At the same time, for citizen users, we also have corresponding ETL solutions on Fabric. Above two aspects, and both enterprise users and citizen users can find suitable solutions in it. At the same time, it also integrates modern tools such as AI, making customers more comfortable with data processing. The factory empower you with the modern data integration experience to ingest, prepare, and transform data from a rich set of the sources. Whether you are a citizen or enterprise users, you will be able to transform the data with intelligence transformations and leverage a rich set of activities. You can create pipelines to execute one or more activities, access data sources or service through connections. And after creating a pipeline, we can add triggers to automatically run your processes at specific times or in response to changing scenarios. With the factory in Microsoft Fabric, we are bringing in some new features capabilities to both the flows and the pipelines. These are six products within Fabric Data Factory: Copy Job, Pipeline, Data Flow Gen 2, Apache Airflow Job, Mirror Database, and Azure Data Factory. Copy Job enable users in Fabric with a simple user interface and a minimal learning curve. The pipelines enable you to leverage the out-of-box rich data orchestration capabilities to compose flexible data workflows that meet your enterprise needs. Um, that flow enable you to leverage more than 300 transformations in the Flow designers, letting you transform data easier and with more flexibilities than any other tools, including smart AI-based data transformations. Apache Airflow jobs enable you to use the full breadth of the Apache Airflow workflow orchestration manager capabilities and leverage your existing workflows within the factory. Mirror in Fabric is a low cost and low latency solution to bring into a single platform. You can continuously replicate your existing data directly into Fabric OneLake from a variety of Azure databases, external data sources. At last, you can directly mount your edited factory to Fabric without changing anything and reuse all existing pipelines. Connected integration. Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric offers a rich set of connectors that allow you to connect to different types of their stores. You can take advantage of those connectors to transform data in data flows or move a gigabyte level of the set with high scale in the pipeline. Right now, we have more than 170 connectors, and we will gradually add more. After introduce the various aspect of Fabric the Factory, let's focus on the main topic of our session today, on-premise data gateway and what network data gateway. The on-premise data gateway is a Windows-based application that you install in your local environment. It acts as a bridge between your on-premise data system like SQL Server, file shares, or other local sources, and Microsoft Cloud services, including Microsoft Fabric and Azure. With this gateway, you can easily move data from your on-premise sources into Fabric OneLake, which allow you data to be used for cloud-based analytics, reporting, and processing. The gateway supports secure and encrypted data transfer, so your information stayed protected as it moves between environment. It also enables integration with multiple cloud platforms, not just Azure, which give you the flexibility to work across different systems. One of the key strengths of the gateway is its support for continuous data operation. It's built with high availability and failover features. So even one part of your system goes down, the gateway can keep your data flow running without interruption. This helps reduce downtime and ensures that your business processes stay connected, reliable, and efficient. Whether you are working in a hybrid environment or transition more workloads to the cloud, the on-premise data gateway plays a critical role in making that connection smooth, secure, and dependable. The on-premise gateway plays a key role in helping organizations move their local data into the cloud in a smooth and reliable way. It allows you to connect to data stores in on-premise systems such as local databases, file servers, and other internal sources, and bring the data into Microsoft service without needing to manually upload or transfer files. This makes it much easier to easier to collect, process, or use the data your organization generates every day. With the gateway in place, the data can flow continuously from your local environment to cloud-based tool and platforms, keeping everything up to date. This steady flow of information supports real-time data analysis, reporting, and decision making, which are all essential for staying and competitive in today's fast-moving business world. Whether you are tracking inventory changes, monitoring customer behaviors, or analyzing operational data, the gateway helps make sure your cloud system always have the latest information from your on-premise environment. It also supports a wide variety of workloads, including data flows, for transforming data, pipeline for orchestration data movement, mirroring for syncing data across system, and copy jobs for quickly transferring large volume of information. Because it supports these different workloads, the on-premise data gateway is a flexible and powerful solution for hybrid data scenarios uh, where both local and cloud systems need to work together seamlessly. So this diagram clearly shows the flow of on-premise data gateway control flow and data flow. The orange line is the control flow and the green line is the data flow. We can see that the on-premise data gateway obtains the task to be executed from the gateway service through Azure Relay and then transfer the data from the on-premise data store to Fabric One Lake according to the task requirements. It was noting that for customers on premise environment, no data or command access is inbound traffic. All traffic is outbound. This ensures the security of the customer's environment and ensures that unnecessary access cannot pass through the firewall. Okay, let's take a look at a demo to see how to move data from a local SQL server to Fabric One Lake through an on-premise data gateway. Here we use a Fabric pipeline copy. Other workloads such as Dataflow, copy job, or mirroring can also achieve the similar goals. Okay, let's play.
Leo, we are unable to get audio from your demo.
Oh, maybe I need to reshare again. Moment, sorry.
We are super
How about now?
excited to announce that
Yes, all
on-premises
good.
Data Gateway now can support Fabric Pipeline. In this demo, we will showcase how users can install and register an on-premises Data Gateway. Then run a pipeline copy activity to move data from on-premises SQL Server to Lakehouse. Simply click on the installation file and follow the prompts to set up the on-premises Data Gateway. During the installation process, you'll be asked to provide a name for the on-premises Data Gateway. For this demo, we've chosen the name Demo Gateway. You'll also need to input a recovery key. After a few minutes, the on-premises Data Gateway will be successfully installed on your local machine. To confirm the successful installation, navigate to the admin portal, where you'll spot the newly installed on-premises Data Gateway in the list. In our demonstration, we'll demonstrate copying data from an on-premises SQL server to a lakehouse. You can then return to your workspace and create a pipeline, which we've named Demo Pipeline. Add a copy activity to the canvas. When configuring the source, you have the option to create a connection for SQL Server. This can be done either through the admin portal or directly within this interface. In our demo, we've opted for the inline approach. Within the pop-up connection creation page, select SQL Server as the connection type, input the relevant information, and choose the on-premises data gateway we just created. The newly created SQL Server connection will be automatically selected. You can then test the connection, specify the table name, and preview the data. For the destination, select an existing lakehouse and the target lakehouse table. Finally, save and run the pipeline. Upon successful execution, you can verify the results in the lakehouse, where the data will have been successfully copied to the target table. Thank you for watching this demo. We are
Okay. By the way, this feature already in GS there's GS data sorry GS data, so you can directly use it in your production environment. So the on-premise data gateway plays a critical role in helping organizations manage their data across different environments. It enables seamless integration with multiple cloud platforms, allowing data that is stored locally to be accessed, processed, and used in a variety of cloud services. This means companies are not limited to just one cloud provider. They have the flexibility to work with Azure as well as other clouds, depending on their business needs. This flexibility is especially important for organizations workloads stay on-premise for security and or compliance reasons, while others move to the cloud for better scalability or performance. The gateway make it possible to move data between this environment without disrupting performance and efficient. It allows real-time connection for different systems. Whether it's for data integration, reporting, real-time analytics, or business process automation, the gateway ensures the data can flow freely and securely across platforms. By enabling this level of connection and the flexibility, the gateway helps organizations build data architecture that are resilient, scalable, and ready for next level of technology, improving collaboration across teams and maximizing the value of their data, no matter where the data is stored. Let's take a look at another demo and see how to move data from AWS to Fabric Lakehouse.
We are super excited to announce that the on-premises data gateway can now support Fabric pipelines. In this demo, we will showcase how users can install and register an on-premises data gateway to access S3 data in an Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, or VPC, and then run a pipeline copy activity to move the data into the Fabric Lakehouse. Here we are in AWS. If I navigate to the EC2 dashboard, we can see that we have already installed an early version of the on-premises data gateway and an EC2 instance in an Amazon VPC. I can now go to my S3 bucket in AWS to see what specific data I am bringing in. I have already enabled permissions so that the contents of my S3 bucket can be accessed from the VPC. As you can see, I'm bringing in a Parquet file that contains information about public holidays. To confirm that we have successfully installed the on-premises data gateway, let's navigate to the admin portal in Fabric. Under the on-premises data gateway tab, you will see installed on-premises data gateway in the list, and we can validate that it's enabled and running. Navigating to the connections tab, we can also verify that we have successfully connected to the S3 instance as well. With this, data pipelines can now use copy to access data in S3 in an Amazon VPC. Let's go to my demo workspace and create a pipeline, which we've named AWS S3 Demo Pipeline. Let's go ahead and add a copy activity to the canvas. Under Source Settings, search for the S3 connection that we saw on the admin portal earlier, and the connection was successful. Let's go and browse for the public holidays Parquet file under my specific S3 bucket, and adjust the file type to Parquet. Under Destination Settings, we'll go ahead and land the data in my demo lakehouse and specify the format to also Parquet. Let's save and run the pipeline. And you can see the pipeline ran successfully. Let's navigate to the lakehouse to see and verify the results. And immediately we can see that the data has been successfully copied from S3 into my lakehouse. So to summarize, you have just seen how customers can utilize Data Factory and Fabric to use on-premises data gateways to access S3 data in an Amazon VPC, and then use data pipelines to bring that data directly into Fabric. Thank you for watching this demo.
Okay, let's move to the enterprise readiness. So when we talk about enterprise readiness with the on-premise data gateway, there are 6 important areas to highlight. First, other will continue to handle requests without interruption. Second is scalability. As your data needs grow, you can easily add more gateway nodes to handle higher workloads, ensuring the system stays fast and responsive. Third is the performance monitoring. With built-in monitoring tool, you can track the health, performance, and usage of the gateway, making it easier to detect and solve issues earlier. Fourth is data exfiltration control. The gateway supports policies that control where your data can go, helping prevent unauthorized data movement and keeping your information secure. Uh, Fifth is the secure data transfer. All data moving through the gateway is encrypted, protecting it during transit between your on-premises environment and the cloud. Finally, the gateway support automation using PowerShell scripts. This allows you to automate common administrative tasks like installing, configuring, update, and monitoring the gateway, saving the time and reducing the chance of human errors. Together, these features makes the on-premise data gateway a strong, reliable, and secure solution for enterprises managing hybrid data environment. Let's see some details. First, scalability. The on-premise data gateway support gateway clustering, which allow you to deploy a group of gateways that together as a single unified logical gateway. This approach ensures high availability and load balancing, make sure that if one gateway goes down, the other gateway in the cluster will automatically pick up the load. This means that your data operations remain uninterrupted even in the event of a failure. As your business grows and data demands increase, the gateway makes scale easy. You don't need to worry about complex control and add another gateway to your cluster. The new gateway join seamlessly and the load is automatically shared across the cluster, allowing you to scale your system's capacity without downtime. This flexibility is key for managing growth efficiently. Another benefit is scalability. You can create different clusters for specific environment or departments. For example, you can keep development and test environment separate from production to avoid performance issues affecting critical systems. You can also create a cluster that are scope to business marketing or sales, ensuring that any performance impacts are confined to a subset of users, which simplifies the troubleshooting and helps with resource management. This isolation not only improves the performance but also allow you to scale efficiently. In summary, gateway clustering provides a powerful, scalable, and flexible solution that enhances reliability, performance, and operational efficiency for enterprise managing a hybrid data environment. One of the key features of the on-premise data gateway is the ability to set up high availability clusters, which help ensure that your data operations are not interrupted due to a single point of failure. You can group up to 10 gateway members into a cluster, and each member work together to handle requests. This setup distributes the load automatically, ensuring that if one gateway fails, the other in the cluster will continue processing without any downtime. This enhances the overall reliability of your system. When it comes to load balancing, the gateway service can randomly distribute each income connection across query across active cluster members. To ensure that load is shared effectively, it's important to have the setting distribute the request across all active gateways in this cluster. Enabled in your class settings. This ensures that the gateway evenly distributes traffic across all active members, helping to balance the workload and avoid overloading any single gateway. With high availability clusters and effective load balancing, you can maintain a smooth and uninterrupted experience for your users, even as data demands grow. To ensure optimal performance of your on-premise data gateway, you can enable the gateway performance Power BI template or use the performance monitor counters. These tools help you monitor critical system metrics such as CPU usage, memory usage, by tracking the gateway is performing under different loads. This data is essential for making informed decisions about when to scale your gateway infrastructure. For example, if you notice increased query latency or high CPU usage, it may indicate that the additional gateway nodes are needed to handle the growing demand. Using these performance insights to drive your scaling decision, ensure that your gateway infrastructure remains reliable and capable of handling growing data workloads. The on-premise gateway is particularly useful for enterprise scale environments that have multiple gateway or clusters to manage. By automating this task, you can streamline operations and reduce need for manual intervention, saving time and reducing human errors. The gateway supports CI/CD integration and infrastructure as code practices, making it easier to integrate with modern development workflows and ensure consistent, repeatable deployment. Mm, Using the PowerShell, you can automate a wide range of gateway management tasks. These include installing, registering, managing gateway cluster, and managing user and permission. And also, you can use the PowerShell command monitoring gateway status. By leveraging these capabilities, you can enhance operational efficiency, improve the security, and ensure reliable performance across your workloads. This feature ensures that the data transfer between the on-premise system and the cloud on uses encryption and strong security protocol to protect the data while it's in the transmission, making sure that the sensitive information is not exposed to unauthorized access. The security measures include using private link and expert route, which provides private and dedicated network connections, further enhancing data protection and minimizing the risk. This protocol ensures that data is secure both while moving across the network and when it reaches destination in the cloud, giving you peace of mind that your information is safe throughout the entire transfer process. The on-premise gateway enhance security by not requiring inbound ports, which reduce the risk of inbound attacks. However, to ensure proper functionalities, certain outbound ports and fully qualified domain name Alternatively, you can simplify the configuration by using service tags like Power BI, Service Bus, AD, and Azure Cloud, which allow outbound communications without specifying individual IPs. Next, I will hand over to my colleague Kurt, who will talk about the VNET Data Gateway.
Thanks, Leo. I hope everyone enjoyed the section about the on-premise data gateway. Now let's take a look about the virtual network data gateway, or for short, VNET gateway. Next slide, please. VNET gateway is the one that you may be curious about when we already have the on-premise data gateway, why we need to have the virtual network data gateway. We will have a comparison in the later section, but here I will just give you a brief about the virtual network data gateway. Virtual network gateway is the way that how we provide a managed gateway in the Fabric and the Microsoft Azure environment. So you can run this gateway with easier way and manage that easier way, and also achieve the same security communication with your data source and running same capability like the on-premise data gateway. Okay, next slide. Here is an example like how VNET gateway get secure connectivity with the Microsoft Fabric and your own customer VNET. Your data will be in the one lake, right? And there will be a technology that helps you secure the data transfer between the one lake and your own compute and your own VNET, which is the private link. So the VNET gateway is the way that Microsoft provides to help you create this secure communication, right, between the Fabric and your own VNET, and also is securely transfer data between your own data store, like the SQL Server, right, Azure SQL or other Azure data store to the one lake. So yeah, next slide we will see a demo. This page showing the needs of the VNET gateway. Why we need to have the VNET gateway. By the way, the VNET gateway is currently in the preview stage with the capability to run pipelines, copy job, and database mirroring. Why we introduced the VNET gateway after the on-premise data gateway? You can see that top customer ask us to they want to mirror data from source that behind the firewall, and they also want to make sure that they can use a managed environment to run the pipeline, copy job, and the data mirroring. And also in the data mirroring, the VNET gateway support like a popular data store like Snowflake, Azure SQL DB, and the SQL Manager instance. And the only way that the easy way to use the VNET gateway is that it's similar like how you use the on-premise gateway. You just choose the data gateway when you create the connection. It's just like one settings here. Okay, next. Here's the capability that we introduced when we preview the VNET gateway feature, right? Besides the Power BI capability for the Power BI platform data flows, right? Those are already there. And we introduced the many new capability into the VNET gateway, which including like data flow Gen 2, Fabric pipeline, Fabric copy job, and Fabric data mirroring, right? All this capability are very useful in the data integration story that also on-par the capability within the on-premise data gateway. Okay, next slide. Yeah, here we will see a demo that how to use the VNET gateway, move data from Azure Blob Storage to a Fabric Lakehouse via a private network.
We're super excited that VNET Data Gateway now supports Fabric Data Pipeline. Enterprise customers prioritize network security, especially when handling sensitive data. They prefer using private networks over public ones to minimize the risk of data leakage. Today, We'll demonstrate how to transfer data from an Azure Blob Storage to Fabric Lakehouse using Fabric Data Pipeline and VNET Data Gateway. Let's start with VNET Data Gateway step. When going into the Gateway portal, you can create a new VNET Data Gateway by clicking the New button. After selecting your capacity, subscription, corresponding virtual network, and subnet, you can easily create one VNET Data Gateway in a few seconds. Now, let's establish the connection. We'll create an Azure Blob Storage connection based on the VNET Data Gateway created just now. We input relevant information such as the storage account and authentication details. In addition, you can block all public network access of this blob storage and only allow the access from certain virtual network by creating private link and private endpoint. This can make sure your data is transferred securely through private network. Next, let's go to Fabric Data Factory homepage and create a data pipeline. Within this pipeline, we'll add a copy activity. We'll select the blob storage connection we just created as the source and create a lakehouse as the destination. Upon running this pipeline, after a brief wait, the data transfer completes successfully. In summary, now VNET Data Gateway can support Fabric Data Pipeline so that you can run copy or other pipeline activities by using VNET Data Gateway. This approach allows you to securely transfer data from your data stores to Fabric OneLake. Thank you for watching this demo. We're super
Okay. Have you enjoyed the demo? We just saw how to create a new VNet gateway and how to use it to transfer data securely. It looks very like on-premise data gateway, just a few more settings. For example, you need to, it was not shown in the demo, but you need to delegate your virtual network to the VNet gateway, which is make sure you grant the permission to Microsoft to create a VNet gateway within your VNet. And also in the later steps is very same as the on-premise data gateway, that you can create the connection and create the pipeline. And here we go to the enterprise readiness. If you compare the two pictures, you will see that VNet Gateway has the very similar promise like the on-premise data gateway, right? The high availability and reliability, the scalability, the data exfiltration control, and the secure data transfer. And additionally, it provided the automation via the RESTful API, which may be more useful in some CI/CD scenarios. Let's have a look about another demo on the how to use the private link in the Dataflow Gen tool on the VNet Gateway.
Today, I will demonstrate how the VNET Data Gateway can be used with Dataflow's Gen 2 within a private link-enabled Fabric tenant to securely ingest, transform, and output data from Azure to a lakehouse, all without ever exposing the data to public endpoints. You can see here that this Fabric tenant has chosen to enable private links, so they have a virtual network with a Fabric private endpoint. That means that only allowed resources with a line of sight to the private link can establish connections to anything inside this Fabric tenant. If I try connecting to this Fabric tenant from a network without line of sight to the private link, it fails. Here you can see the Fabric private link private endpoint on the virtual network. On the same VNet, we have a few important subnets, one for the private endpoint of the SQL data source and one delegated to the VNet Data Gateway. On the data source, public internet access is fully disabled. Instead, the gateway will connect through this private endpoint hosted on the virtual network. Another benefit of using the VNET Data Gateway is you can use the Azure compliance and security tools like network security groups. Now I'll log on to Fabric through a VM that is connected to the network behind the private link. Let's create a Dataflow Gen 2 to connect to the Azure SQL sales database that is behind the VNet. I'll select the tables I want and apply a merge transformation. Then I'll output the data to a lakehouse, which we also connect to through the VNet and a private endpoint. Once the data flow completes, we can view the data uploaded into the lakehouse. You have just seen how Fabric can address the network security M0 milestone by bringing data into Fabric without exposing it to any public endpoints by using a private link-enabled environment and the VNET Data Gateway. Thanks for watching. VNET Data Gateway.
Okay. Now let's dive deeper about some interesting topic in the enterprise readiness, right? The first one is about the scalability and the high availability. If you look at the picture, there are some more settings in the VNET gateway than the on-premise data gateway, which is the time to live settings and the number of the member gateway settings. If you see there's settings about the time to live, which means that the VNET gateway will automatically help you save the cost after this TTL settings. If you do not run any activity for like 30 minutes, the VNET gateway will scale your VNET gateway member to 0 to save your cost. And also there's a member settings like how many member gateway you need inside this VNET gateway, right? Which is kind of help you get a high scalability if you have like more capacity to be running at the same time, right? Now the maximum number is 7, but we're working hard to get more capacity and working on increasing this number to unleash the potential of this VNET gateway. So look at the scalability and high availability. There's something need to be mentioned that we have the workload isolation. So there will be multiple workloads can be running in the VNET gateway, like refresh queries through the Power Query, like the direct query in the mashup, and also like Fabric pipeline copy activity, Fabric copy jobs. They are running in an isolated workload mode, and they have their own limitation and capacity in the VNET gateway. So if you are targeting to like multiple workloads on the same VNET gateway, you need to calculate like how many member gateways you need and give us a good number for best scalability. And also the same as the on-premise data gateway, there's a load distribution, right? So if you have multiple nodes, the workload will automatically distribute to different nodes to get a better performance. Okay, next slide. It's very important to prevent like data exfiltration, right? Which is a very important task for many enterprises to make sure they have the data exfiltration protection with their VNet. So here, if you can see the picture that the VNet gateway actually join our gateway into your own VNet, right? So anything that you're using today on your Azure VNet also apply to this VNet gateway. For example, you can deploy your own Azure firewall. You can configure your own NSG. You can also enable the private endpoint to make sure like everything transfer through a secure channel, right? So every technology that you are using today on the Azure VNet also apply to the virtual network that using a VNet gateway. So it's very important that treat the VNet gateway is just as a resource, a compute resource within your own VNet, and apply all the secure protection to your own VNet to avoid like data exfiltration. Okay, next slide. So here's the most interesting part, like if we already have the on-premise data gateway, right? Why we also need introduce the VNet gateway? So here, I think here's a apple-to-apple comparison. First, what it is. On-premise data gateway is a Windows software, it's a Windows service that you install on a VM or on-prem server. So which means that if you have a policy that you have to install the gateway in your on-premise environment, then the on-premise data gateway is the only choice, right? Well, VNet gateway is a fully managed Microsoft hosted container, which actually inject to a dedicated subnet of your Azure virtual network. It's just, you just need to create a subnet and make sure you have enough IP and delegate that subnet to VNet gateway. That's all. So they have a different maintenance cost, right? So for VNet gateway, you don't need to install a Windows VM. You don't need to take care of the Windows update. You don't need to install multiple nodes in a cluster. If you still remember, on-premise data gateway could have 10 members. Then you need to install 10 VMs to install each node, right? But in VNet gateway, you don't have to maintain those multiple nodes. You just get the slide to 5, 7, then you get all the nodes at once. A second, like how it runs, right? On-premise data gateway, because it's running on a VM, which is not Microsoft managed asset, so it actually uses the Azure Relay technology. You need to open some outbound port to make sure it can connect to the Microsoft cloud. And also you need to like whitelist some DNS or some service tags or IP addresses, right? But for VNet gateway, because it's a fully managed environment, right? You just need to enable some NSG. That's all. You don't need to take care. You don't need to open specific ports, right? So it's running on the standard TLS 443 ports, and that's also give you ability to have more granularity control on your subnet. It will not touch your corporate firewall at all. And from management perspective, yeah, for on-premise data gateway, you have the full responsibility and full power to install, patch, upgrade, and scale. And for VNet gateway, Microsoft is doing that for you. From the cost perspective, that on-premise gateway is actually free with your Power BI or Power Platform subscription. For VNet gateway, is actually consume your Fabric capacity. So that's the major difference between the two gateways. I think now you may have some opinion like how to choose which one in your environment. Okay, next slide. Okay, here's the like roadmap, like what we already have in on VNet gateway and what we will have in future. So in preview today, the VNet gateway, on-premise gateway, and the VNet gateway already support mirroring, and VNet gateway also add the pipeline copy support and the copy job support recently, which is in the preview stage. And also VNet gateway announced support the Dataflow Gen2 as well. And also VNet gateway support like a restart and shutdown, which can save your cost. And also, you can download the diagnostics logs, right? Because it's a Microsoft managed environment. So if sometimes you want to know what happened, if you see some failure happen, if you see some error, and you want to know what happened, there's a way that like you download the diagnostics logs, and you can have a deep look at the logs. And what will be coming soon is that more powerful features on the on-premise data gateway and the VNET gateway, like auto update. Auto update is a feature that helps your on-premise data gateway keep up to date, right? You don't need to log into every node, the 10 member nodes to upgrade every on-premise data gateway. They will be updated automatically in a graceful manner and in a controlled way. And also, we will improve the diagnostic experience for both on-premise data gateway and VNET data gateway. And also for VNET gateway, if you remember, now we're supporting a fixed number like 7 there, right? And soon we will support auto scale, which means like even you set a big number, it will not like cost you 7 number at the beginning, right? It will support the auto scale based on the workload. So it can scale between the 1 and the 7 to find a best gateway number for you, right? This is for best performance and best cost balance. And also, we will like have the plan to roll out our VNET gateway to more regions. Yeah. Okay. Next one. Yeah, that's all from my side. Back to Leo.
Yeah, I think that's the last page for this session. So you can also still scan this QR code to provide your feedback to this session, and all the feedback then are very valuable to us to help us ship our products in near future. Thank you for joining this session, and back to Isabel.
Thank you, guys. That was a very insightful session. And we do have one question from one of the members in our chat. So let me just bring this up onto our. And this question is, would it be possible to connect to Azure Databricks with private network?
Leo, do you answer? I think the question actually is about how Azure Databricks supports private link feature.
Yeah, I think if the Azure Databricks supports the private link and private endpoint, I think both on-premise data gateway and VNET gateway can connect to Azure Databricks through the private link and private endpoints. And I think the answer should be yes.
Yeah, remember the private link is a feature that per service in Azure, so it's better to check every service documentation to check its supportability on the private link.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. That was a really good answer. And we are right on time, so we will start wrapping up the session. But before we go, we just want to let you guys know that we love your feedback. So if you could take some time to scan this QR code and give us some feedback about the session, we want to create as much of a fantastic content for all of you guys at home, and we would appreciate your feedback. And additionally, we also have a couple of communities that talk about Microsoft and AI. So if you want to join the Discord AI community, you can scan the QR code, and we also have a GitHub discussion board that you may join by scanning the QR code. We always want to keep you guys connected about all of our topics, so feel free to join us. And with that being said, thank you all for joining us at home today. If you missed any part of the session, don't worry, because this will be available to view on demand in 24 to 48 hours on the Microsoft Reactor YouTube channel. And with that, thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everyone.